Yeah, what up, guys? Today, just going to be a quick lesson just to show you kind of what goes into the process when you're making an ad and how it's not always pretty. It's not always a nice one shot and, bada bing, bada boom, you're good. So I wanted to show you guys this is just a dummy ad that I made for fun. And I thought it'd be a good lesson to share with you guys, just again, what went into this, right? Typically you see a video that somebody posts on their Instagram, just propping up Higgsfield or propping up this AI stuff, and it's just nice, clean video. And you might think they got that done in one shot. And depending on the video, it's possible. Like some just 15-second reels, you can usually just one shot them. But sometimes, especially when it comes to ads, you want these to be good. More than likely, you're going to be doing more than one iteration. Even if you've got this stuff down pat, you've got perfect skeletons, you got perfect prompts, there's still going to be just some issues or some bugs you see with the ads that you want to change. So this is what this video is going to show you guys. This ad I think was about 30 seconds, maybe a little bit longer. I think 33 seconds total. I'll just play it for you guys really quick. It's on my YouTube Shorts as well, by the way. But let's just watch. Oops, I'm not doing that.
You guys keep asking me how I make my skin so glowy and smooth, so I'm finally gonna show you. My friend gave me this, and I wish I knew about this sooner. It's this argan and carrot oil body lotion, and it makes your skin so glowy. I put it on right after the shower, and it melts in instantly. And honestly, you guys are in luck. They're running 25% off right now, but it's only for the next 48 hours, so link is in my bio. Comment AI if you thought this was real, and I'll send you the prompts I used to make this video. Yep, this whole thing was AI.
Oops, sorry about that. So yeah, that's the ad. All this other stuff in here, that was done in CapCut. Don't worry about it. Just the middle piece here with the actor talking, that was all done in Seedance. So that's what we're going to be doing today. That's what I'm going to be showing you, at least how this was made. So because it was actually 30 seconds, my apologies. Now, right now, as of June 28th, 2026, you can only do a max of 15-second videos. I know Seedance 2.5 is coming out pretty soon, and you can do up to 30. I think it might be more in one take, but pretty cool stuff. But for now, it's 15 seconds, so we'd have to split this up. You could do two prompts, 15-15. I chose 3 just because of the dialogue, and I thought it would be broken up nicely with 3. So you can see here, this first column, basically what you're looking at here is all the iterations that I've done. So for block 1, which is the hook, I only had to do 2 iterations to get it right. And then this second column here, this is block 2, this is the body, okay, the body of our content. You can see it took me 5 iterations to get this done. And then block 3 was just the closing, right, the call to action section. And if we go by the time, so the last section, the call to action, that was 13 seconds. The body was 12 seconds, and then the hook was only 5, I believe. I think it was 5 seconds. Yeah, correct. Okay, so that's what we're looking at, guys. So yeah, let's hop into the first section here. All right, guys, so let's take a look at the first block, which is just the hook, just 5 seconds. My first iteration was fine, actually, it was good. I didn't want the mirror shot. I wanted like a classic real selfie, which like this, for example. This is what I was looking for. So that's what took me a iteration. I did specify selfie in this one, but I think what happened was I was using this as a reference image, just my style sheet, because I'm using Seedance, so I don't need like a first frame. And I think it just pulled from one of these images, and there's a couple others in there with that same selfie pose. So that's fine. Maybe in the future I'll have just a selfie shot in the style sheet just so it doesn't get confused at all. But that's a very easy fix, guys. I basically just redid the same prompt. I actually changed it to JSON. I'll get in this in a moment. But all I did was just made sure that it was for sure going to be, like front-facing iPhone selfie, held at arm's length, about chest high. And then in the constraints, we said, hey, she's holding that phone herself. This is not a mirror selfie, okay? So direct front camera framing. And that's it. That's really all that there is to it. So that is the first block. Really quick with JSON, what I will say before I move on, I forget why I switched over to JSON, but you can see the first prompt here, the very first one, it was just normal formatting, like as if you're texting in Google Docs, for example. And then I changed it to JSON format here, where you can see brackets, you can see like a lot of semicolons, it just looks more formatted. And the reason why I prefer JSON, there's no right or wrong. Like some ads, if they're simple, you'll see me do like regular text. But I do use JSON a lot as well. And the reason for that is because it's more accurate when the AI is generating the video, especially seed dance. If you give it to it in JSON language, it's going to be a lot more accurate with its cuts. Like let's say, you're generating a 15-second shot or scene, and in that scene, you want like 8 different camera shots, very specific camera shots in that sequence. I would go JSON, because with JSON, you can actually, each section label, like right here, like this is my time from 0 to 5 seconds. In this case, that's the whole clip, but you can do like 0, you can do like 1.5 to 2.5, for example. You get really specific, and that tells seed dance, that window, make sure it's this cut, right? So that's just a quick thing there, but let's hop into the next block, which was the body. All right, guys, so let's start with here's the body column. We're gonna go one by one. This was the first iteration that I did. So let's just watch this. There's a voiceover in the background, but let's just study the visuals. So she is squirting the bottle, and now she's applying it on her forearms. Very nice, and then she's got a nice smile. So this was okay. This was all right, but I wanted to make it a little bit better. So a couple of things that stood out. One, I wanted to add a 5th shot, okay? I wanted a 5th shot because right now she starts off with the product, and it is a voiceover at this point. You can see her lips aren't moving, so it's a voiceover. And then it goes to her applying the product and then using the product. So I actually wanted a new shot. I wanted her to start selfie, talking to the camera, and then the second shot was going to be just the product, and then it goes into like the applying and the using part, which I'll show you below. But that was one of the things I wanted to change. Also the pacing, it was a little bit too slow from frame to frame. I just wanted a little bit more quick. So that's something else we changed. And then also the bottle shot as well, if I didn't already say this, she's revealing it in her hands here, and then it goes right to application. I wanted more of a hero shot without her in it, just something like sitting on the bathroom counter. So this was the first video. Not bad, but like I said, guys, those 3 changes that I wanted to make, that's what I spoke to Claude about, and it basically gave me a new prompt. So I just went to Claude and said, hey, this looks great. This is my issue with it. This is what I'm looking for. Can we please redo this prompt? And Claude will do that. Claude is going to be who you're working with all the time with this, or GPT, or whoever you work with. Whenever you get an iteration done, a video is complete, it's important to give your feedback back to Claude so you can train it and it can learn. So in this case, I went back to Claude and said, hey, look, this was great, but there's some tweaks that I want to make. Here's what the video looked like, and here's what the direction I want, right? And you explain your thoughts, and it gets better at doing that. Now, let's go down to the next video here. We can see with those 3 changes, let's just take a look at how that looks now. So now she's talking to the camera, first clip, love that. It's got the product shot, love that. And now it goes into the regular program if she's applying and using it, okay? So again, this was good, but I still had some issues with it. One was this product shot. It felt a little bit too cinematic. This will work for certain products, for certain ads, depending what you're going for. This wasn't the vibe that I was personally going for at this time. I wanted more of a natural, just a UGC ad that you see on Facebook or TikTok, right? So number one was, hey, making this feel more organic, more natural. Let's drop the cinematic effect. Also the macro close-ups, that's another thing that I wanted to change. So all these shots you're looking at right now, it's hyper close-up on her skin. Again, these are good shots. It just felt dragged on. Like this is from the 5-second mark, it looks like, all the way to the 13-second mark. So more than half the time, it's just these close-ups. There is voiceover in the background, but I wanted something more engaging. I always like full body shots, if possible, just to show the whole person doing something. So that was another issue I had with this. And I also felt, even with the speed at which she's doing this, like the speed that lotion came out, a little bit too slow for my liking. The way she's applying it, a little bit too slow. So I commented on that with Claude too. I said, look, it's a little bit too slow here. Can we just speed it up just a touch? So we worked on that. And I think that is it. And I didn't want it to end on, like I said, application. I wanted it to end with like some nice little smile like we had in the first shot here. If we go up, it felt nice. That's what I wanted. All right, guys, so now we are on, this is the 3rd iteration here. And actually these last 3 are all the exact same prompts. I was just sometimes AI will, you'll get slightly different things even with the same prompt. It's going to produce things a little bit differently. You probably already noticed that. So I just want to experiment, see if we can get rid of the phone, and then just give me more what I was looking for. So that's why we have 3 iterations here, but they're all the same. So let's just skip to the bottom one. This is the final one that we're going to be using. Let's just see how this looks. So that looks good. She's talking. Nice. Love that. Product shot. She's applying it with full body shots. Great. Fantastic. And nice little shot there too. Great. Love it. And I will say as well, guys, I know that I regenerated the entire clip in these last 3. Like, I know these were new, but then these 3 were the same prompt pretty much. You don't have to do that. Like, if there's one little piece in your clip where you don't like, but everything else is fine, you can just recreate that one small piece. You don't have to redo the full thing. So like in this here, I had a problem with just this part, which is around maybe the 8-second mark or so. So if I wanted to be really smart with my credits, I could say, you know what, like just generate me from this point on. I'll talk to Claude and say, hey, look, the first half of this video was great. The second half, this was the problem. Can you please give me a prompt for just that second half, and I'll make a video for just that. And then you can just take these 2 clips and piece them together in CapCut very easily. So, but I kind of sometimes will just regenerate the full thing. A couple reasons. One, let's say the first half like this here was great. Well, I want to see if it can get it good again a second time. So I like to just burn my credits honestly and regenerate everything just to see how things are coming together. I like to see the consistency of things too, like how frequently is this, giving me a nice one shot. But yeah, that's just the body, guys. So let's go to the last clip now here, which is just the hook. All right, guys, so let's hop into the last clip here. There was 3 iterations of the closing shot. I think it's 12 seconds long. So let's just watch the first one and then I'll dissect it and show you what I wanted improved. So she's just yapping to the mirror with her phone in her hand, talking with the product, showing it off, yapping, and then a little closing. So that was okay. I just wanted to make it better. So one thing I wanted was, first off, drop the phone selfie. I didn't want that anymore. I wanted her talking to the camera like the previous shots, just more intimate. And I actually wanted, for the last sentence she was saying, it was pretty much just a line of her saying that, this is all fake and it's 100% real or AI. So for that, I wanted a different setting just to change it up a little bit. So I told it, say, hey, let's add in like, there'll be poolside for that last clip, okay? So the 2 changes I wanted was fix this selfie frame, and for the last 5 seconds, let's put her poolside, okay? So let's go down to the second video here. Let's watch how this turned out. So she starts again with the selfie, which I don't like. So we had to add some stricter language there, but she's talking, she's yapping, and now she's at a pool again with this weird selfie pose, okay? And then it goes back to this shot here. So again, wasn't happy with that. Had to really fix that. It was really just the selfie stuff. Everything else was fine. I liked the pacing. I liked the B-roll. Everything else was great. Like, I have no complaints. It was just this selfie thing. So I went back to Claude and said, look, Claude, I took pictures of this. I literally, took a still frame, took a picture and said, look, Claude, this is what it looks like. I don't want this, okay? I want, and I'll just go to, okay, I can't zoom now. I don't know what's going on with my Magnific, but I want something like this. And you take a picture of that and show Claude. And that's what I had to do. And then we get this last video here finally. Let's just watch this really quick. So now it's finally a normal selfie video. She's talking, she's yapping, and now it goes to a normal selfie video poolside. And I just love this, guys. And then like that nice little cut at the end there as well. And that's the video. That is the video, guys. Okay, so you can see here that first little section took us 2 times to get it right. The body, it took us 5 times to get it right. But really, it took us twice. Just had to regenerate 3 times. And then the 3rd time, it really should have taken us twice. But because of that selfie issue, we had to do a 3rd time until we finally got it right. And then what you would do is you would just take your final iterations, guys. I don't know why my Magnific's not working right now. I can't even click stuff. Okay, something's not, I gotta refresh here, but you basically take those final clips, you put them in CapCut, and you just stitch them together. And also the nice part of having all these clips is maybe in the finals, like for example, maybe like this here, actually, this is a good example. This was a final iteration that was perfect for me. But I noticed when I was doing the videos, you can see she's got like a third foot there. She's got a third foot. So I was like, oh, that's annoying. I liked everything about it. So all I did was I just cut that part out and I grabbed one of these other iterations that I did and I just put this clip in instead. So that is also the advantage of having all these iterations, is you're gonna have enough clips for sure to put together a good video. These don't go to waste. And over time, you'll get better at doing less iterations and just being able to one shot or two shot these. But that's pretty much the video, guys. I just want to show you, like, you know, kind of what goes into making an ad and correcting it and making changes, and you know how it's not always going to be this pretty one shot. You're going to have to go back at it a couple times sometimes. So hopefully this helped. Let me know if you have any questions. Again, this is all done in Magnific. Love Magnific. I think it's a great tool. I love the node system, as you can see. And if this helped, you know, just really appreciate if you like and subscribe, and let me know if there's any other videos you guys want to see, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.